Yes, I have. Have you?
Yeah, so
All right.
Andre, how about you?
I haven't take lunch because this is actually the time for lunch, right? This is 12 WIB.
Ah,
No,
no. You guys are.
no, that's 11 EV, right?
No, 12.
No,
Uh,
Andre. Lunch hour is 11
Vita,
way.
Vita.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we changed the entire lunch hour so everyone had lunch
Oh, the lunch.
together. And
The
then,
lunch time. Yeah. I mean, like I usually take my lunch like 12 p.m. WIB.
mm,
But
okay.
it's okay. Since we're here, let's get it. Roll the community scrum today. I'll be the chair and Tandy will be the secretary. I'm sorry that my camera is cannot turn on, sir, because I need to restart it maybe.
Oh, it's okay.
Uh,
Okay,
so,
thank you, Andre.
yes. First, I'm
Okay,
talking to my
yes.
Kak Tandy, you'll be the secretary, right?
No, yesterday I was secretary, right? Today I'm chair.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so yeah, let's jump to the um, initiative.
Kak
So
Tandy, you'll
yes,
be the secretary, right?
the community.
Community. Oh, you'll be the chair. Oh, sorry.
Yes, Andre.
Okay, go on.
Okay, so start from your initiative for CM tax. What's the update for the MOU?
Yes, so basically I already collect all of this the last list that I write it on the activity activity of Discord. I already collect the email and already attached on the link that we currently working on the MOU and hopefully more will work on it. But I still have one problem actually with Pendopo 26 because the owner is now also a owner of hotel, so they want a really strict of contract in there, including the pricing, what is the how do you stock it, and award and punishment, and also the projection about it. So still working with actually Petopo 26. We still haven't done it, but the rest of it, I think it's already. I already attached on the link that we currently working on MOU. So that's all update on that, Kak Tandy.
Okay, thank you. For the extent, we use the Eversun, right?
Yes,
Okay. Good.
I also join you, Moyana, and Joe projects to fixing the MOU.
Okay, thank you, Andre, for the update.
Yes,
Next for
sir.
the CMD 1.3.
So yes, this is CMO focusing on Nusa Penida now. I am now have already contact uh, Warisan and Nusa Majesty on Nusa Penida, and this is basically yesterday. If I yesterday haven't tell you what is the which property that already open in Nusa Penida, so I already write on the background there. There's actually a property that now currently active in Penida, so I want them to also join the CSC and maybe help them to get inquiries. That inquiry can be converted also to the booking. So I have already done outreach today with Warisan and Nusa Majesty, and I got already response from the bamboo bungalows and the box house and the box paradise. We haven't really know how to when will we roll it out because I'm just sharing about the material and still doing the socialize with them. That's all the update on that, Kak Andy. So yes, about that.
Okay, thank you, Andre. Do you have any friction?
I actually have friction when I'm trying to connect from air support Penida rather than I have to invite because I haven't invite air support free. But now I already invite. Maybe a better if I invite air support free so it can connect easily since the air support tree are with me now. And yeah, I think all is good. Just trying to work them with them first.
Okay, Andre. Thank you. Next for the CM 2.0.
Yes, so here I already contact five property there that are first CSC, five first CSC, and I already got the response from Maharaja Burisa Bina and Hera residents, which Burisa Bina and NH residents will do it by today. They will send the video and also the photo by today, and Maharaja will do it this week, not really today. But I haven't got any outreach for the Kayana and the Gong, and for this, actually, I will make another list. So maybe I can make a bandwidth to myself. Maybe this day I will invite this day I'll invite this. It also related about what date that they got the CSC. So maybe it's kind of funny if we just certified them in early of August and then we have to monitor them this week like that. So I'm just trying to make it that list. I actually haven't made that list for Katan. That's all the update on this CSC.
Okay, thank you, Andre. Is there any comment? Okay, next for this next one is CMD.1.1.5 for link on Facebook. Could you give the update?
Yes. Actually, we have already posted. What is that? Already posted the last video on Gembala, but I haven't. And the next should be there's a Rumpang, but Rumpang owner is kind of have a friction with me, and also actually she has their own issues that they don't really want to welcome any of guests any of us to the property yet, which we already try to make a schedule with them, but they suddenly cancel the schedule with us because this is also related to the problem that I said to Kak Tandy yesterday. If this property also got booking instant booking in Rumpang, but they kind of freaking out with the guests because they're coming from Bali and also from Jakarta. So basically, I actually want to move it to done, but I want before I move it to done, I want to also monitor the last video that we have already posted on Facebook with ads also. That's all, Kak Tandy, from my side.
Okay, so if I can ask you, so
Yes.
if you want to move this done, make sure that's because you have a checklist, right? Then you please checklist if for example like that what's problem is solved. If
Yes.
the increasing number of property contribute in CSE program is solved, then you can checklist done, and then maybe there is evidence as well. So we can move this card to done with the clear what's called clear evidence like that.
Okay, noted, sir. Thank you, Kak Tandy.
Okay, is there any comment from Jing? Okay, I'm go to next. For the next one is HR G.1.1.1 for learning community management from world class. Is there any update? Sorry, there's no update, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
if I may tell you, maybe if I have to split the work between HR and community, but now I found that I'm mostly working about CSC right on
yeah.
the community, and my best way to work on this are maybe on the afternoon. So maybe HR on the morning, and also afternoon I work for the community. So I don't really have bandwidth to work on this yet. So I just currently working on CSC because it also takes some time to invite or chit chat with them on the WhatsApp and during the afternoon to invite or maybe to tell them something about related to CSC. So that's all. See, that's why I don't really have update on the learning community, both of them.
Okay, thank you, Andre. And then I think for the HRG.1.2, maybe you can choose the label because the label is still choose
Oh
label. Yeah?
yes, thank
Okay,
you. I thought it was no update.
yeah, thank
Thank
you,
you.
Andre. And do you want to discuss about the Andre Pass?
It's I believe this is just the kind of we want to see whether when I'm trying to make a new card between Jing and I, so
Mhm.
which is the last card and which is my new card, so we can compare each other cards, so we can make something visualize easier. Maybe we can move it to abandon the card and delete the list there, sir.
Sure. Okay. Over to Andre.
Okay.
Andre, have the material? I think the material has already been moved over, right? So D1.1.5 has been moved over, and G1.0 has been moved over. Okay. All right. Looks good. My only thing is you still have some notifications going to Gani and Rizal on 1.1.5.
Yes.
So I don't know if that has been transferred over to the new card yet. Would you like to transfer it over to the new card?
1.1.5. Actually, I have already one in there, sir. The
But
newest one.
Not the member.
on the new card, you don't have your team. Your team.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I will invite them.
Okay. All right. Cool. We'll
Oh,
look over the and same with Rafik and who else is there? I think Rian on the world class CM. Well, Rafik and Rian aren't there, but you can add me to your new G1.1.1, and I'll I'll work with you on that one to get you a steady set of
Okay.
advisors. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. I'll do as you wish. We'll move over the two old cards to abandoned. First card has been moved over to abandoned. Second card has been moved over to abandoned, and now I will delete the list. Okay, done.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Before that, I will ask something, sir. When we want to move something to abandoned, pending, or done, we should move it to the top of the card, or top of the list, or bottom of the
Yes,
list.
it should go to the top of the list because that way you can see chronologically what's happened. If you use the list as a way of prioritizing, right? That's why it's a top down list. I would for abandoned, there's no need to prioritize anything because it's been abandoned, but it would be more helpful if somebody was looking at the list to see what has been abandoned, to see what the track history has been, right? So the whole point of that is that it creates project visualization for later. When you guys are, let's say, fully established as project managers, and you're seeing, oh, my new intern is abandoning a lot of cards, and you can kind of look at the history of what they've abandoned to figure out, oh, okay, why are they abandoning this? What's been the reason? Such and such. Oh, as also a good practice, I forgot. Before we abandon a card, just write why you're abandoning it. So we're abandoning this because we've reinvented the cards, right? But for other times when we abandon, we should have a reason. That way, it's easier to trace later on. Got it?
Got it, sir.
Okay,
Noted. Maybe we
perfect.
can
Yeah.
get it here on the description. So
All
thank
right.
you. Now back to Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Andre and Jing. So next for my board. So the first is partner group channel for communication channel. So far I got 13 response from region 1 to 3 and 4, and then I still need more from the foreign partner actually to fill this, and then the data it sounds like they because I got like some range of the age from the 18 25, and it's kind of like like what's called same like a same portion, and then uh, the data it's shown that mostly they choose Instagram, and
Wow.
then the second one is Facebook. But yes, because this question is like what your social media that daily routine, right, for using the social media, right? But actually, I would like to what's called to make the second survey or the interview them like okay, so because we can have a two maybe the Instagram it can be the for the information like just one way, and then for the communication maybe on the Facebook. So I would like to ask like a them like a how about the Facebook if we make the group on Facebook, what do you think like that? So I think also I would like to improve my survey as well to be better. So because this is just like I think general that's like what they usually use on daily routine like Instagram and Facebook, but it's mostly like if Bukit Vista make channel group for the communication, which channel that the best for that as like that. Okay. Okay, the next one is for the CMC.2.1. So this one actually like I merged like the two card like the bigger training and the digitized check-in. So I merged that's two card because we can do it together in the one training. And then I also put that two card on the abandon and give the reason why. And then I already asked Caroline and Frida for help me, and I think Aletia and Hasbi because they cannot speak Indonesia, so it's little hard to train the staff in English. But maybe I still need their help for trains some owner that doesn't have staff, like a foreign owner that doesn't have staff. And then Caroline is already agree with that, and then Frida is still coordinate with Lilis for the bandwidth. So yeah, if I got the result by today, so I will make a sync up as well in maybe in the end of today as well around 5 of the sync up for the strategy of the rollout, how they they roll out and spread out the invitation and everything like that. Thank you. And then the next one for CMD.1.2 for with ultimate service. So today I will go to Kebun Nyanyang. Actually today I will visit some partner in Uluwatu because in Puri Kelapa there's like a glitch between the bigger and the toolkit. So I will just make sure there and then visit them. And then today I plan to visit Puri Kelapa, Kebun Nyanyang, the Gong, and then there's some partner as well in Uluwatu. And then I will check also the list if there is like a some property or partner not have done yet on the CSE or the bigger training. I will just teach them directly by today. Okay, that's it. And then the next one is from Jing for learning community. Let me. Oh, there is no update. And then the next one update too. Okay, so there is no update. Yeah. Okay,
Oh
so
yeah, sorry. I'm,
so
I'm carrying over some of
yeah,
these cards from Rafik.
yeah.
So no, I haven't actually worked on any of this yet. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. No worries, sir. So I think it's if the bigger training is done, I would like to take the CRM one. So yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
I would like to finish it first, the bigger training.
Sure.
So yeah, I have more bandwidth for that.
Okay, great.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, sir. And then I would like to move to the discussion management. I will just share my screen. Okay, if you can see my screen. So yesterday we had call discussion about the Facebook and community, and then there's also this one, the Fever B with Andre, and I put the video link as well here. If you can maybe Andre, if do you already watch it the video?
Yes, Kak Tandy, I already watched it, but not entirely video. But I
Mm.
saw that something that really good. Maybe later I'll put it. I already screenshotted it. Something that really good. Actually, it is related about things that we already discussed in leadership about prioritize, strategy, goal, and something like that. But I think things that the first video and I watched it until 12 minute 12, I guess. So it's talking about that, which we're not really as a community we don't really have to do something fast, but we have to find the best strategic and not really doing that like what to say. Let's say when you invite people, we don't really do it one by one, but we can do something other by strategical things like that. So I saw that things is empathized in this video too, Kak Tendi. So thanks for sharing first of all.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so actually we have three topic here, and I would like to ask maybe from Jim, which one do you want to discuss first, or Andre?
I'm okay with your topic, Tendi. I think it's more actionable. My topic was just about finding some good community management stories, but I think yours is actually really good. I'm curious. I have not watched it, to be honest, and I'll watch it now. but but yeah, I think this is good that you're seeking material. You're seeking good help and looking for the answers.
Okay, thank you. So
Yeah.
yeah, so maybe if this is about the visualization as well, right? So
Mhm.
I would like to ask you guys, if you see this metrics, what do you think, and what do you understand from this metric? Maybe from the growth, maybe from Andre. What do you did you understand from this graph? Is it easy to understand, or you still don't know what does this mean or something?
About the graph about PV for B there.
Yeah.
I haven't really read about that actually, Kak Tandy. But this is things that you already brought up to discussion about KPI on HR and community and also on the leadership. But
Yeah.
let me see for a while. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe next to Jing, maybe.
Sure. I love to comment. So I get it. I'm reading it and I understand where it's coming from. Maybe not entirely, but I like it. So I like the column. So there's inception, establish maturity, and mitosis. So this is a really powerful idea. And this is also related to how we systematize a thing that is abstract. So let's say, for example, like guest journey. We talked about that before on guest journey. There's pre-arrival, arrival, post-arrival, post-trip. So what they're looking at is the different time stages of community. And I like this idea of mitosis. That's really interesting. Do you guys know what mitosis means?
No.
Okay,
No, sir.
so so in biology you have a cell, right? So the cell is essentially like a red blood cell or whatever. So there's billions of cells in your body. How did it get to be that way? So one cell grows, 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 right? And then at a certain point, it splits and becomes two cells. And then it grows, grows, grows. And then this splits again into two cells. This one splits again into four cells. And that keeps on going, right? 8 cells, 16. So that's the process of mitosis. So I like that they thought about that at a certain point, every big group has to mitosis again. There has to be a way for people to feel connected and engaged. And I like how what the most important thing that the progression is actually the sense of community. So you can imagine when I think we all belong to organizations and such. If let's say you keep on as the organization grows bigger and bigger and bigger, you probably feel less attached to it after a while. It's like somebody can do something way over there, you won't know about it for weeks. Somebody does something way over here, you don't know about it for weeks. So this idea of mitosis, I think, is pretty interesting, and that's why the sense of community is the metric that should always go up. And the stage is the one that needs to change. It needs to go from maturity to mitosis. So I like that idea. I like this idea of how the growth is going to come from word of mouth, which is pretty interesting. Do you guys know how a snowball works?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, the bigger your community, the more talk your community is going to say, and if the talk is positive, then that should result in exponential increase in new members who hopefully become happy members, and then your surface area gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And so yeah, after a while, the majority of your growth is going to come from word of mouth, similar to like Airbnb. What you do advertising for generally is to create a positive impression, is to guide the word of mouth. Actually, it's not necessarily to even get new brand awareness. It's to say it's to center the word of mouth. The word of mouth you can't really control, but if you do advertising, it centers it. So I think that's actually pretty cool. Actually, I like that. I like that chart. It's easy to understand. Maybe not super easy to understand, but it gives us direction.
Okay, thank you, sir. So yeah, I think I'm agree with you. So I think this is good. But I think we need to modify and make it in our version. So like what is a Bukit Vista version for the community? For example, like a growth, like maybe this is for a member. So they use their own member first. For get the community, maybe engagement, everything. Then the next step, and they use their community to get another community, and then the next step. So the first is start from inside, from the internal. So how's our, for example, like in Bukit Vista, we have some employees, some team, right? Some staff, and then is it actually all the Bukit Vista team is engaged with our community? I don't think so. It's only like me or Rafik or you and Andre, right? But actually in Bukit Vista, if we want to have a big community, then we all of the member have to engage with all the community as well. So like at least like for some partner know who is Ara, who is an Aldo or something. So
Mhm.
so so better they like for example like more they know us, more they get the trust, right?
Of course.
So yeah, because they want to work with someone or some company that they know well, and then that's also like okay, I know everyone in Bukit Vista. Oh, this Frida, yes, is she's secure and everything, Aldo and everything. So I think we can start from that. I think yeah, it's okay. It's just like a start from the beginning first. Like, hey, do you actually know Aldo? Oh yes, Aldo. This is like so we can introduce our team, and maybe they can get in touch. So that's why I think the group channel is good because we can put all the member there, and then like if there's question related the photo or something, so maybe Aldo can just jump it, and then hi, yeah, actually I'm Aldo from the content team. So yes, this is the new angle that I produce. I have a new method for the photo listing or something. So yeah, actually like that. So if we gather everyone and then bring to our community, I think that will be a more trust or more big community like that.
Excellent, excellent. You're absolutely right, Tendi. This idea of, I think, showcasing the company to the community is very powerful. We saw this happen when I was at Airbnb. This is exactly what they did. So instead of like websites like Facebook or Instagram, you never even see anybody from Facebook or Instagram. It just exists like as a as an abstraction. Airbnb, they would always invite you to meet the people that are your supporters essentially. So that part is I think pretty clear. You're going to have to be careful about the channel you choose and the intensity of
Yeah,
engagement. If you choose a channel that is, let's say, like WhatsApp, it's high intensity, high engagement, expectations are short, short response time, then that's going to create the wrong set of expectations for the community. One thing we did at Airbnb was we very rarely shared our personal phone numbers with people in the community. And the reason for that was because our primary mission was to create projects that help serve the community, not necessarily serve the community ourselves. So what the community should be experiencing is us through our projects, right? And ideally, yeah, it's never a very clean split, and it never
yeah,
splits that way. But you gotta defend your bandwidth because one community person can take up a lot of your bandwidth, and you have all these other SLAs that you're trying to manage, right, with the other 170 people. So I think that part is just be conscious of the context that entails. Great, great. This is good. I've also attached the second part. Also, Tendi. I've looked at Fever B. I've attached this, and this allows us to see where we are currently in our community development. I guess you gentlemen can probably try to figure it out, but it gives you kind of like the opportunity there. We'll go back to Tendi. Tendi, what stage do you think we're in right now?
um let me see. I think the establishment.
Yeah. Ask Andre if he agrees. Maybe. What about Andre? Andre, what do you think?
Inceptions are related about what you trying to invite member to join in,
Okay.
initiate discussion from member. Yeah, we still haven't that WOM
Okay.
story from community.
Okay. It's not clean, of course. It's probably more like ink running across a page. We're a little bit, yeah. I think we're somewhere between inception and establishment. Um, we're not writing content. We're just beginning to write content about the community. That's Andre's project with the videos, right? We're just beginning to organize regular events and activities. We're just beginning to collect data, as Tendi just did today, with understanding what channel the owners prefer. We've been solving conflicts and disputes for a while. That's our bread and butter in the community, and we kind of have some referral growth tactics. It's not a tactic yet. I think it's just like
Yeah,
we sort of like by spending more time, the owners will be happy with us. But that's not really in our control, right? That's more hoping that the owners will do what's good for us. And there is some sense of community tactics, like how do we actually create a sense of community? Actually, I don't know. I don't know if we've been working on that at all yet. Which is how do we get other people in the community to feel like they belong to each other and they have something in common with each other. So I think that we need to think about too. We're not in maturity for sure, right? We don't have a volunteer team, right? In the
yeah,
community, it would be good if we had a volunteer team. We have not optimized any newcomer to regular conversion ratio. We have not optimized the platform yet for community. We have not optimized goals and vision. We have not steered the direction of the community. So I think we're probably in establishment. trying to move to maturity. That's where we are. But you can see after a while, the funny thing is after you're successful with maturity, it becomes necessary to break the community into smaller groups again. Because ultimately, what you have is if the community is too big, people don't really feel um, very much in common. Like maybe an owner, you can probably bring, let's say, an owner in Bali together with another owner in Bali. They'd feel a strong sense of community. But how do you bring an owner, let's say, in Thailand together with an owner in Bali and have them feel the same way? The really only common thing is then Bukit Vista, right? So then you have to be something that people really are passionate about or actually care about. So okay, this is cool. I think this gives a framework where Tandy, what I like that you're doing right now is you're setting up framework, and that framework allows other people to add their work on top of it, and that is, I think, the essence of good leadership. Being able to, let's say, lay the first stone, and then other people can start putting stones around it. That helped with inquiry optimization, and that's helping right now with your way of understanding the channels of communication for each owner, and it's helping with this too. That's a pretty strong tactic, so I would encourage you to keep on using that tactic.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yeah, actually, that was I'm thinking like I would like to bring more material so I can like a gathering like what is the community needs and then what is our really our vision and then the mission. So because in the previous it's very not clear what is the community. It's just talk to the owner, right? But we don't know like where this community is will going. So yeah, I still like kind of like scratch a little bit, and then I can until I can digging deep. So like yeah, I would like to because I'm new also in the community, so I would like to know more about what is the community and everything. So yeah, I would like to us discuss more about the community strategy and the tactics as well. Okay, thank you very much. That's a great discussion. Okay, so I think for the second one, we I will like to discuss about this. This is from Nadine. So this is about the community team. Please double check this list this thing. Make sure partner get notification for every booking. This particular situation might be expect there will be no guest book. But it can happen last minute booking, socialization about preparing the new normal, which villa will should be ready every time since booking can be come anytime. If they don't want to coordinate with the content to affect instant book, to know for on the on-site staff employee, make sure the bigger and token email sign in to the employee that still working in the villa. Okay, so this is about the double check, I think. So it's kind of like double check which partner that's get the notification and or not, and then also about the ready the villa like a the villa that ready, oh yeah, for the last minute, and then the staff or the big staff that's still working or not in the on the villa. Okay, so I think this is need a lot of bandwidth. I think it's for check everything. Yeah, but yeah, we will do this as a task actually. Yeah, as a task, and then like yeah, we have already the list for region 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Maybe we can just update it on the PRM. On the, so maybe we'll put on the label or on the description for this, and then maybe I will start from today as well. For this, I will need its region, for example, like I think I need HR as well to involve for this to check because we don't have enough people on community. So maybe I will bring Cynthia for help to region 4, and then uh, Nadine for region 1. I will help to region 2, and then Andre for region 3.
Okay, noted that. And the
Okay, do you have any comment, Andre?
yes, thank you. So this I believe is just a double check, and what I believe this is actually HR is the one can actually help this too. And one thing related about Cynthia actually asked me yesterday whether if this maybe community needs her to be a community, and I said like yes, we actually need not more community, but I'm trying to also take a look at her bandwidth. She's kind of busy with the finance things, and also she's kind of develop a baby step on a PR. So I'm just saying, Cynthia, maybe you can also help, but you can focus on Penida only. It's the region that she's capable to work with. So maybe Cynthia can also help, I believe so. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Andre. You have any comment, Jik?
Yes, sir. So this is actually a very crucial moment, gentlemen, and this relates to prioritization and budgeting and expectations. So Nadine is coming to you with certain expectations about how she wants the community to behave. You are dealing with a sort of you're dealing with prioritization right now. You're estimating how much budget of time, energy, and people that you can put behind this cause. What needs to happen as soon as possible is for a correct expectation setting between yourself and Nadine. So this is where somebody's asking for help, and they probably think that, oh, okay, all right, you're going to help me, right? I've already asked you for help. But what you might need to do is you need to tell them that, all right, I can help, but help isn't fast, right? And help might mean that we need to prioritize a little bit better. Which properties do you need me to work on first? I have limitations. I'm only two people, right? Three people. Maybe I can recruit some interns, but that's a maybe. And and then I can free up maybe 10, 20 hours a week to focus on this, right? Let's say you start with that actually, Tendy. That would be a good way to budget. Let's say you
Okay.
have your own time. Say, okay, let's say you do 40 hours a week, right? And then you can budget, all right, I can get two interns to help me. I can add maybe another 40 hours of expert time and maybe another 20 hours of beginner time. Okay. So I got 60 hours a week. I can work that maybe for 2 or 3 weeks. So I can budget 120 hours. All right, Nadine, that's my budget, right? And I know that for us to process these things, on average, it takes this much time for us to do. So then you can kind of estimate how many properties you can get done. So then you need to go back to Nadine and say, hey, look, what I see right now is that I can get these done for you. And this is it. This is the end of my budget, right? I have this much budget to work with. What do I need to spend that on? And then I think then you can coalesce. Andre did this with CSC. Remember, Andre, we were talking about that with CSC on the top inquired properties. That's smart, right? If you're going to do a CSC, you should do it on the properties that will give you the most impact. So similarly here, Tendi, if you're going to do this, you need to set the expectation so that you budget your resource correctly. Otherwise, what will happen is they're going to be upset at you, saying, "Hey, why didn't you get these things ready?" You're like, "Well, I didn't have enough time," you know. But let them know before you need to say that, right? Let them know beforehand. So I think that's the most important thing, and then that keeps every chapter in the correct expectation alignment. Yeah,
Okay, thank you, sir.
yeah.
Okay, for the next, I think there is still from Andre discussion. So still have 20 minutes. So this is from Andre for Facebook for community. What is the benefit and the problem? Okay, Andre, floor is yours.
Yes, Kak Andy, thank you. So this is actually we have a kind of short discussion yesterday related about this. So maybe I will not really focus on Facebook for community, but channel for community. Maybe later when Kak Andy are doing that survey, maybe you find that maybe Instagram or maybe the other platform that's more helpful for our community. So I want to address this. I think Jing also mentioned about this also, and that maybe we have to be like careful. We can't really share our the data of our community, right? Like which channel should we the channel that we choose should be the really correct channel about it. So related about this, I also heard from Rizal or Ngani that we already tried to make a Facebook for a community, and then there's a problem related about their payment split. That there's a property owners in Canggu, let's say property A, they got 85 and 15, and then the property B is 80 and 20. So they start to debate and asking, and it might cause some problem in there. So this is actually the things that I want to ask maybe from Kak Tani. Do you also, the other team, do you also find any friction? This is not a problem, see, but maybe we'll focus it on friction because we know that what is the benefits on this, right? And we can floor it easily. What the benefit? Maybe do you find any other problems that maybe we can avoid before we creating a channel? Over.
Yeah, thank you, Andre. So I think this is time for to be transparent actually. So actually I believe that there is no more friction on the about the commission and everything because they already know like about the commission because you are signed up like join in Bukit Vista with the new contract, then you agree with that 20%. So you take it that 20%. But if the first community put like a 15%, so they already like be our partner from the long time. So actually, if we have the right reason for that, actually it will be fine. And then also currently we have a project to renew the contract, right? So for the renew the contract, so I think that will be clear as well which partner is really working with us and which partner is actually just hang out, just like stay and then block all the room without, and we cannot give any booking or something. So actually for me is the group channel, it will be uh, good start like for the transparency about our community, and then can spread out every information. And then like you don't need to share the link one by one on the WhatsApp, so you can just share the link on there. So yeah, they will watch it, and then they will start to ask on the comment, and then on the like. Yeah, I think we don't know the friction yet until that's already happened. So I think we can improve it and adaptation on that as well.
Okay, got any note that maybe from my side before I go to Jing, what I believe we can do is also to creating the rules. So maybe let's say the easiest is when in the Facebook, make the rules that you can really share about this because it's a privacy. This is, you can share about this because it's your social, your own life. This channel should be related to something uh, that activities that you're doing in Bukit Vista. You can also maybe share to your guests. You can also share your everything what that may happen in Bukit Vista. Uh, Maybe from your side, but something that related to Vista, but it is a private. We can make some. I don't know for sure what kind of rules that maybe we have to make. I believe also got Andy to say that we don't really know the friction yet because we haven't created the group. So maybe we can also ones that I think is maybe the rules also for the community.
Okay,
About
this is a really good topic, and the way I would approach this is to zoom out a little bit. There's sort of like what BV wants. There's things that we want, but there's also things that the community wants, right? So we need to be aware of that there is kind of a difference between these two wants. So we want to have a few things. We want to have leverage in a word. Basically, leverage is amplification of our power. So what does that look like? That could look like self-service, right? That instead of people in the community constantly coming to us to ask about basic questions, that there are resources there, that there are people there that can answer those questions for them. Tending, like when we have an on-site event, you'll notice that when somebody asks a question, like, "Hey, yeah, what's the commission rate at Bukit Vista?" Somebody right next to them might say, "Oh, yeah, it's 20%," right? So we don't necessarily even have to answer that question because somebody else in the community, in that particular circumstance, somebody might just answer it for them, right? And another basic question, like, "Oh yeah, how do I get a photographer?" Somebody who's had that experience before will just say, "Oh yeah, you just contact them. They'll send over a photographer to take pictures of it. It's really easy." So that's leverage, right? That's by getting sort of the community to it's self service, but it's also sort of community serves itself, and that is actually very very valuable for us because then we can grow the community without having to be like babysitters there all the time and like organize everything. It's the the best way to describe it is, okay. This is funny. I've noticed the difference between Indonesian parties and Western parties is that Indonesian parties are very high host service. The host has to go around and check to see if everyone's happy, if everyone's had a drink, if everyone had something to eat. You look at like Western parties, and it's very self-service, right? The hostess gets there, they make sure that there's food, they get a DJ, they do whatever, and the party just self-organizes. People will talk to each other, they'll entertain each other, and they'll find ways. Yeah, that's funny, right? So you kind of want a position where you can do that. Then you can have 1,000-person party and not have to go around and say hi to 1,000 people, right? That then is a very well. I guess you could if it's your wedding or something, but like if you're doing this every week, it's draining. So ideally, yeah, it should be as little effort from you as possible, and the community just sort of makes itself. That's what we want. But you got to also remember, the community wants other things too, right? The community wants maybe service, and service is a little bit different. It's maybe more consistent. They want to be like they want to have consistency. They want to have accuracy, and they want to have like sort of speed, maybe on a particular idea or thing. So generally speaking, our community wants service. They want to be served. They want somebody to like take care of them. So we do have that type of let's say contrast. Now this is where you need to think creatively, and this is the fun part. First part is you need to investigate, I think, what are all the possible channels, right? You have a lot of online channels, but you also have offline channels where you can build community. Online channels, you can have, just start with the oldest stuff first. That probably is where a lot of people are. Start with like a letter, right? You can create a community just by writing letters, like pen pals. Pen pals are people who write to each other using physical letters. They're in different countries, and they create community that way, right? People sharing about their stories through written paper. You can then take it to the next level. Email. You can have phone. You can bring in everybody into a phone chat, into a conference call. That's kind of like the very beginning, and then you have like social media, and then that can get quite diverse. So don't force yourself into one particular medium, I think, because you might be surprised that, hey, maybe it's something else that actually works, right? And there could be messaging as well. Offline, you have things like events, and you can have any variety of events that you want. You can have sponsored events. That's one way to build community. So you don't actually hold the event; you just pay money to be represented at that event. So that's a pretty common way to build community. That's how a lot of brands build their community. They don't hold the event; they just sponsor the event. You can also have your own, let's say, your own event. You bring people in for a specific reason too, as well. So what you're trying to find is, I guess, you're trying to find that engagement sweet spot. At what sweet spot do you get the compromise? Do you get the best leverage, and the community gets the best service? And you might find that, let's say, yeah, on Facebook, maybe people are not going to talk about their private stuff, but they will if they're sitting next to each other at a meeting, right? Maybe on Instagram it's one way, but it's differently on the other. Generally, my best advice is that it is slow to build online communities. You need to expect that it will be slow, and it will work exponentially. So meaning that it will take you the same time to go from 1 to 2, as 2 to 4, as 4 to 8, as whatever, right? So it grows like a snowball once it starts going. Nobody wants to be the first person at a party, so to speak. But whatever works, what you'll find is, what I would imagine you could do is this, gentlemen. You could try a Facebook group with 2 people in it, you and 2 community members. You could try an Instagram with you and 2 people in it, you and 2 community members. And what you're trying to see is what gets better engagement. If the Instagram one gets more engagement, then you should probably start developing more of that. Oh, okay. All right. Thanks, babe. So developing your online community is a series of experiments. Developing where your community will gather is also a series of experiments. We should not have an expectation that it will be one thing and everybody will show up. It probably will be a mix of different things, and different things at different times will have have different effects. That's my best answer for that. Um, but I think it begins with collecting data, like Tendi did. Where are people? I didn't know if the owners used Instagram at all. I was like, what? I thought they used.
Yeah, even like Claire so using Instagram.
I thought Claire would not use Instagram, but she does. So
Yeah.
the next step is actually Tendi to see what they do it for. So if I go on Instagram and I'm on Instagram to relax, like watch TV, I'm probably not going to start engaging and getting very active on oh like blah 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 blah.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I've also asked like, why do you use that social media? Like, some people like use practice user, and then like a simple, and then like you, you can use for the promotion, and then like
Good, good,
what's happening. Yeah.
good.
So I know the reason why they use that channel.
Very good, very good. That part's important. I mean, if you let's say, for example, it's like it's like bugging somebody on their day off, right? It's exactly
Mm.
like that. If they go to that channel to relax and catch up with friends and family, and you're just constantly trying to like, interrupt them and say, hey, look, you need to sign up for this CSC thing, might not be the best channel to activate that. That could be it. So approach. I think this problem with the right context. Know that the community generally wants something different than what you want, and maybe approaching them in a particular channel that's convenient for you might not be
Mm.
convenient for them. So, but keep an open mind, and you'll find success. It's been done many times before. It's not that hard, but this is where we're in the beginning phase of it, right? So we'll need to think open-minded until we catch what the signal is. You're looking for a signal where people start joining and they start becoming open and engaged. That's probably the best signal that that platform is working. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yeah, I think that might be uh, start from me as well. Maybe I can start to make it the group first, and then like start to see what is the feedback from that, like the MVP. So thank you, Jing, for the advice as well. Okay, I think that we are run out of the time, so we still I think
Kak
on
Tendi,
this one. Yes.
if I may suggest you, maybe you can also create a specific question to your to if you want to make a second wave of your questionnaire, you can also directly ask them like, if Bukit Vista wants to create a group, which ones you are most uh,
Mm.
comfortable to, like which one the group, if you want to make a group, which channel would you like to most comfortable. I think we can directly get the answer from that. But yeah, just that too. But also thank you, sir, for floor the discussion. Like I always love you floor the discussion, like zooming out first, and then we break down something and find what actually we can do and things like that.
I'm
Thank
happy to
you
help.
again.
I'm happy to help. Thank you, Andre.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Andre. Okay, I think for this one we can read it. This, yes, sir. Yeah. So and then do you expect any comment on this?
No, I mean, this is just for your advice, right? Sometimes we spend
Okay.
up to an hour in professional networking, and I realize sometimes if you spend 10 minutes just reading some really good material, this is actually something I want to emphasize, gentlemen, as well. A lot of the information we get off the internet is not very high quality, especially if you didn't pay for it. The reason why is that information was not made to educate you. That information was made so that somebody could serve you ads. And this is the difference I've been noticing between things that we pay for and things that we get for free. So information you get for free, generally you are the product, right? Your attention is being sold to some advertiser. So whatever you're getting is not necessarily information; it's mostly entertainment. Um, and I've noticed that certain content that we pay for, like masterclass, like LinkedIn Learning, like this is a book that I bought called Traction. This stuff is really good. It sort of gets to like when you look up, oh, top 10 tips to like whatever community. Sometimes you get good stuff. Like Richard Millington, I think, is pretty authoritative. He's got some good stuff there. Um, but generally, they know internet behavior is short attention span. So they know that you're not going to hang around to actually read deeply and digest deeply. but books you can. So be on the lookout for good books. Be on the good lookout for good material. This kind of material will really elevate your thought process and help really get to the bottom nature of things. So I decided to include it because I thought it gave some pretty good examples of how other people have developed community, and using community as a way of growth is pretty cool. So yeah, give that a read, and we can discuss it on the Thursday sync up. And I'll watch the YouTube video from Tendi too.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
For that, we definitely will read this. This is a really interesting material as well. So thank you very much. So the next one, I will just share my screen here to the community. Um, the next chairman will be Rafiq is not, so Andrea, and then the chairman will be me. Okay, I think that's it. So thank you very much for today. I will go to Luatu now. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good day, everyone.
Have a good day, Tendi. Bye bye.